Never mind our bantering up here. I think we're all assembled and we are going to get rolling. I would like to call today's Board of County Commissioners public meeting to order for Thursday, November 14th. If you'd stand and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, one public announcement that I would like to make. I would like to draw folks' attention to the new pieces of artwork on either side of the room. These are works by John Quick-to-See Smith, and she is a native artist, and this is part of an effort of ours to recognize that we are in the midst of tribal lands and that at some future date we will have a formal art opening for these pieces, and also that will be in conjunction with a flag dedication ceremony where we will dedicate a flag for this chambers of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes to fly alongside the state of Montana flag and U.S. flags. Any other public announcements? Okay, Commissioner Slotnick is sitting low in his chair today.
Do you want to swap?
I can see, but know that you'd be really small then. If I could.
While he is adjusting his chair, is there any public comment on items not on today's agenda? And we only have one action item today. Okay, seeing none. Our current claims list, this would be claims received as of October 30th, 2019 through November 6th, 2019 by the Commissioner's Office, totaled $1,427,447.02. And as I say oftentimes at these meetings, if you want to drill down into the specifics of what that number really amounts to and the claims that add up to that amount, you can go to the electronic version of this agenda on our website, click on the item, and you can see everything that added up to the claims for that period. Our first and only public hearing which I'll open is the proposed Hanson family transfer, and we will begin with a staff report by Matt Heimel.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Matt Heimel, a planner with Missoula County Community Planning Services. For your consideration at today's public meeting is this requested family transfer exemption. This is a request from Paul Allen and Margaret M. Hanson to use the family transfer exemption in the Montana Subdivision and Platting Act to create and transfer one parcel to their daughter, Callie Hanson O'Neill. The property is located at 8260 Butler Creek Road, located south of and adjacent to Butler Creek Road. This image shows the existing layout of tracks. And the proposed tract layout shown on the screen now includes one new 2 to 3 acre lot for their daughter, with the remaining approximately 117 to 118 acres to remain under the parent's ownership. The parent tract was acquired through a warranty deed in 1997. The subject property currently has no dwellings or structures and is utilized for grazing. The applicant has stated that the transferred tract is intended for residential use by the recipient, and access to the proposed tract will be provided off Butler Creek Road. One new well is located on the existing tract for use by the future house. The health department has commented that although a new house may utilize an off-site well, any approvals will be through sanitation review. And the property is unzoned and located within the area described in the land use element of the growth policy as a working lands designation. The growth policy recommends one dwelling unit per 40 to 160 acres, and the proposed transfer on the property will not exceed the density recommended by the growth policy. Shown here is a floodplain overlay prepared by the floodplain administrator. A portion of the property owned by the parents and adjacent to the proposed tract is located in Zone A floodplain. The floodplain administrator commented that there is no requirement for a flood study on the proposed tract because it is half-mile away from Zone A floodplain and located on a hill. Future development of the parent tract closer to the floodplain may require a flood study at that time. With any request for family transfer exemption, we review rebuttable presumptions for the evasion of subdivision review. One general evasion criterion was triggered in the review of this proposal. The claimant has engaged in a prior exempt transaction involving another tract. That family transfer was approved in 2013 on 7474 Angus Lane, about 1 mile from this proposed exemption, on which there is now a single-family residence on a 2-acre lot. The claimant's son, Philip Hansen, maintains ownership and resides on the property created through the prior exemption. The application was sent out to county agencies for comment. Other than the floodplain and health department comments that I mentioned, most agencies provided a standard response that they had no concern with the proposal. The clerk and recorder's office provided information as to the complexity of legal descriptions in the area, which will be resolved through a certificate of survey. Based on the facts presented in the exemption affidavit and reviewed by staff, there does not appear to be an attempt to evade subdivision review. I now have some questions for the applicant.
Yeah, would the applicant like to come on up? Oh, if you could do us a favor, yeah, and if you could restate your name, sorry.
Paul Allen Hansen.
Thank you, Paul.
And Callie Hanson O'Neill.
Thank you, Kelly.
Hello, Paul and Callie. I have 5 questions for you on this proposal. Did you buy the property with the intent of dividing it?
No, we've owned this, I've lived there all my life. And in 97, or about then, my mother willed the rest of the ranch to us. And that's why it says that. But so we've lived there, I've lived there 60 years. And my parents moved there in 56. So we definitely don't want to, you know, it's for ranching. I have cattle, so we definitely want to keep it in farming, ranching. So, and we just want to help our kids have a chance to have a home site on the ranch, and they want to be there too. So that's what we're trying to achieve.
Thank you. Do you or your transferees intend to transfer the property within the next year?
No.
Well, as far as to my children,
Right.
yes, or to Callie, I hope to, yes. Well, maybe not this year. It depends on how things work out.
Okay.
Within the next year. So
Yeah,
then-
it would be
yes.
in the next year then.
Have you talked with anyone at the county about going through subdivision review?
No,
Okay, thank you. And 2 more, will the property be developed?
We're only a house to live in and reside in.
Okay. And will the recipient of the property be residing on the property?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That concludes my questions.
Right.
any clarifications?
Yeah, do you guys
Otherwise?
need any-
Not at this point, but stand by.
Okay.
Thanks, Paul and Kelly.
Commissioners, staff recommends approval of this family transfer exemption request, and a recommended motion is available in this presentation and in your packet.
Thank you. Ken, is there anything you want to say as applicant's representative? Okay. Okay, and it appears as though there are no other members of the public present to comment, so I will close the public hearing. Questions from the commission or comments?
It's refreshing to see a family transfer that's actually a family transfer and not an evasion of subdivision. So excited to see that this can happen.
Yeah, I would echo that. This is what I would call the kind of the model case of what a family transfer probably was intended to achieve and what it ought to look like, and is in contrast to some that we've seen brought before us, which arguably were either an evasion of subdivision review or at least pushing the envelope in that regards. And it's lovely to see a proposal that does not exceed the densities of the growth policy. Commissioner Barrow.
I'm echoing everything that both of you said. So I'm going to make a I'm going to move that the request by Paul and Margaret utilize the family transfer exemption to create and transfer one parcel as presented in the subdivision exemption application affidavit be approved. Thank you.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
It's approved. And believe it or not, about 13 minutes past the hour, we have no other business before us unless any of you guys have anything else you want to say, or
I don't understand.
it's almost a record probably. So seeing no other business, we will be adjourned.